channel. Today's video is completely different from the norm. Normally I do videos of showing you guys on how to do my makeup or like makeup tips or whatever, but today's video is not a makeup video at all. I feel like this topic is something that I need to talk about. I never thought that I would be the one sitting on here telling you guys about this, but I feel like it is a very serious topic, and I just want to bring awareness to someone, because I may have not been the only. Excuse my face, I know I look completely different. Okay, it is okay, but I just really wanted to come and talk to you guys about this because I feel like it is something that is very, very important. I need to bring awareness to this. So with everything that's going on in the world, you know, it's a worldwide pandemic. There are lots of people who are unemployed. There are it's just a lot going on in the world right now. A lot of people can't pay their bills. So there are people who are desperate and who need employment to pay their bills and take care of their families. I was contacted by this man named Karthik. He has an Indian accent, but I didn't let that cloud my judgment because there are a lot of Indian people who are recruiters. He reached out to me about a job for a company called AmeriHealth Caritas or something. AmeriHealth Caritas. It's a customer service job. It's work from home. He gave me the pay. He pretty much was letting me know that it's for a location in Jacksonville. Yes, I'm born and raised in Jacksonville. It's a Bay Meadows address or whatever. So he gave me all the details. Everything sounded nice and good. So I'm like, okay, cool. So he like, okay, well, I'm just going to build you a profile, this, that, and the third. So we talked, and I mean, it just seemed like it was legit. I didn't really think anything of it. And I'm like, okay, cool. So then the next day, he calls me and was just like, LaShonda, I hope you remember, we just talked yesterday in regards to the customer service position, blah, blah, blah. So I'm like, okay, yeah, I remember you, Karthik. I remember talking to you. So then he like, yeah, just pretty much just giving me information, just let me know, yeah, the job starts June 15th, da 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 da. So I'm like, okay, cool. So this particular day, I was working on something, so I put my phone on Do Not Disturb because I get distracted easily. So sometimes I put my phone on Do Not Disturb, that way I can focus on what I'm doing. So I happened to look at my phone and see that he's called me like 3 times and left me 2 voicemails. So I'm like, well, dang, like, what's going on? So I listened to the voicemail. He didn't really want anything. He pretty much was just calling it back or whatever. So then he calls me like another message and was just saying how I have a phone interview with the company, and the phone interview is for Wednesday at 1 p.m. So I'm like, okay, good. So he sent me an email showing, okay, you have a phone interview for this day, 1 p.m. It's going to be, on the email it says it's for Lady Wanda. And I know sometimes when they give you the person's name or who you're supposed to be interviewing with, sometimes you may not be interviewing with that person. So I'm like, okay, cool. So I send a response to the email, confirm the email. Like, okay, I got your email. I'll be ready. I'm set for my phone interview tomorrow. Wednesday come. At 1 p.m. Let's rewind. Karthik, he's out of New Jersey. So the area code he's calling me from is a 609 number. Okay. So Wednesday come, the person who calls me, he says his name is Carlos and he's calling from a 407 number, which is based out of Orlando. But I didn't think nothing of it because, I mean, it's a worldwide pandemic. People are working from home. They could be working from different offices. And being that this company is not based out of Jacksonville, I'm like, okay, cool. You know what I'm saying? They can have people in different offices calling, you know what I'm saying, working that way. So I didn't think nothing of it. So I'm on the phone with Carlos. Carlos talking to me, and he was like, I'm a supervisor. Now, Carlos did not have an accent. So I'm like, I'm talking, everything seemed legit. This man going over every aspect of the job. He's going over the metrics, like quality, hold time, after call, wrap. If you worked in a call center, then you know exactly what I'm talking about. This man talked to me about their quality metric for about a good 30 minutes on the phone. So we talking, you know what I'm saying? He's pretty much just asking me about my resume, going over the resume. So it seemed like a legit conversation. So I'm like, okay, cool. So I asked him what were the next steps in this process. So he said that they have to conduct the rest of their interviews of their other candidates. And he said that we will get back with the staffing agency if you are selected. So I'm like, okay, cool. And we got off the phone. This was like a little after 1:30 when we got off the phone, probably like 1:40, whatever. So we got off the phone. I go about my day. So I get a call around 4 something from Karthik. This is the recruiter guy from the staffing agency, Della Infotech. I don't know if I mentioned that already, but that's the name of the staffing agency. It's called VR Della Infotech or something like that. So he calls me. He was like, hey, LaShonda, I hope you remember you were supposed to have a phone interview today. Did you do the phone interview? And I'm like, yeah, I did the phone interview. So then he goes to say, so what did the interviewer say? What? I've never had nobody call me and ask me what did me and the interviewer talk about. I don't know. It struck me as weird. So I'm like, I paused and I'm thinking to myself like, what the hell? So I'm like, okay. So I was like, well, Carlos told me that they are still conducting interviews, and if I'm selected, they will be in contact with you and you all will let me know. So he said, okay, cool. I'm just making sure. And thank you so much for returning. Thank you so much for answering the phone and speaking with me, this, that, and the third. So I'm like, okay, cool. Go about my day. The next morning, I'm up trying to get my kids breakfast, get myself together or whatever. 9 a.m. on the dot, Karthik calls me and he was like, LaShonda, I just want to call you and tell you congratulations, you got an offer for the job. So he was like, and I sent you some information over, and could you read the information and send it back to me? So for me, I'm excited because I'm like, okay, good, I got selected for the job. But then a part of me is like, hold on, you just talked to Carlos yesterday and Carlos just told you that they got more interviews to conduct. And if I'm selected, then I'll be hearing something back later this week. This is Thursday morning, 9 o'clock in the morning. So I'm on the phone with Karthik and he's like, can you check your email, please? Can you check your email? Like, he just kept telling me, and I'm like, okay, hold on. So I put him on speakerphone and I go to my email. I don't see email from him. He keeps telling me, well, I sent you an email. Can you check your spam? Check my spam. I don't see anything. And I'm like, I don't think it would go to spam because me and you have already been in communication. You've already sent me emails. I've already responded to your emails. So he was like, well, can you go ahead and check. We sent you some details that we need in order to send you the offer letter. So I was like, okay, cool. So we on the phone for about 5 minutes and he keep telling me, refresh your email. So I'm doing it. I don't see an email. So I was like, okay, well, I'm just going to give it some time. I don't know if it's a lag or whatever the case may be. I don't know if it's on my end or your end. I said, but once I get the email, I will review the information. I'll send it back to you. So probably like an hour or so go by, I see the email. But for some reason, it didn't come directly. It came from his email, but for some reason, it went to another folder. I don't know what the case may have been. So I look at the email. The email looks legit. You know what I'm saying? Everything to this point seems pretty much weird. I'm not weird, but everything made sense to me. When I open the email, it's an Excel spreadsheet requesting my social, my full social, my full name, my bank account, rounded. It's asking for emergency contact. And it says new candidate at the top of an Excel spreadsheet. So I'm like, okay, cool. I'm like, okay, but what struck me weird is the fact that you said that this is information that you need in order to send me an offer letter. If I got offered the job, then I should receive an offer letter before you start requesting all this information. So I'm like, hold on, this ain't right. So I send it to my best friend. I asked my best friend, can you review this? Do this seem legit? So she go on their website, looking at the emails and stuff. And she said to her, everything looked legit. So she went on the company website, found a number, and she was like, well, call this number and just verify if this is how they normally do their processes, because they seem to be a smaller company. And sometimes smaller companies don't have the resources that larger companies have to process candidate information and this, that, and the third. So she was like, they could just be a smaller company. So I'm like, okay, you could be, I mean, you might be right. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't think I've ever directly worked with a small company before. I worked with like bigger companies. So to me, it kind of struck me weird. So she was like, just call the number, make up a name, and just say that, just pretty much just tell them you received the offer letter and you just want to know if that's how they do their normal process with their Excel spreadsheet. I'm like, okay, cool. So I call the number, nobody answers. So I call my friend and I pretty much explained the situation to her, and I was just like, something just doesn't seem right. I was like, I do want to work, but at the same time, I just got a weird feeling about this. I don't know. I'm not sure. I just feel weird. So my friend called. Nobody answered. She called from her son's phone. Nobody answered. I called from my Google phone. Nobody answered. I called from my husband's phone. Nobody answered. Trying shit. Switch it up. Trying shit. Most of the time, when it's a company, it'll have the company's name on the voicemail. This thing wrong, and when it got to the end, it didn't state the company's name. It just says, the person you are calling is unavailable. Please leave a message. And then it just went silent. So I'm like, okay, it struck me a little weird. I'm like, hold the fuck up. Like, hold on, something ain't right. So I'm like, why nobody ain't answering? I'm like, they could just be busy. They could be on lunch. So I'm like, okay, I'm gonna just give them the benefit of the doubt and get them time. So throughout the day, I called. My friend called. I called their number so many times throughout the day. So me and my friend on the phone, and she was like, well, didn't you interview with somebody? And I was like, yeah. So I read her the number. She was like, hold on, that's a 407 number. I said, yeah, I know. I said, well, I didn't think that was weird because people working, you know what I'm saying? People work, you know what I'm saying, across the nation. I don't know. I didn't think that was weird. So she calls the 407 number, gets to the voicemail, and it says, you've reached the voicemail box for 904. So it started reading off a local number. And I'm like, hold the heck up. But that also didn't strike me weird, because I'm like, okay, that person could potentially have the 407 number linked to the 904 number to forward their calls. I don't know. So I'm like, okay. Calling Carlos. Carlos not answering. I've called. My friend called. We sit here blowing this man's phone up. He won't answer. So what my friend did, she calls the recruiter, Karthik, from her phone, and she pretty much told him her name, and she was like, I received the offer letter, and I also received an Excel spreadsheet requesting information, and I just want to know if this is how you all normally do your processes. So he was like he was very hesitant, like he was trying to make up a story. So she said, yeah, I called the number on that you have on your website, but nobody's answering. So he goes to say, Karthik goes to say, yeah, Carlos, he's on a medical emergency. So my friend says, when did Carlo go on a medical emergency? Because I just talked to him. So he never answered that question. So she was like, sir, I'm trying to get help, but nobody's answering the phone. So he was like, what phone number? And she read the number back, and he said, oh, he on a medical emergency. So she was like, sir, when did he go? He never answered that question. He just kept running around the question. So we got off the phone. She got off on him, and she was just like, LaShonda, that don't seem right. That something about that don't seem right. So I was like, you're right. I was like, that's why I called you, because yeah, I do want to work, and no, I'm not trying to self-sabotage myself, but at the same time, I'm not that damn desperate for a job where I'm just going to be just willingly giving scammers and fraud people my information. I'm not doing that. No. I'm just like, okay, I'm calling. These people not answering the corporate number that's listed on their website. So I start searching on Google for reviews for the company. They are listed on the Better Business Bureau website. They have one complaint, but the Better Business Bureau website also states that they're not BBB accredited. I'm still learning about businesses and structures and stuff. So to me, I'm like, huh? What does that mean? So I just keep digging, keep looking. Okay, yeah, my camera cut off. So I found this website called Report Scam, and I was reading some of the reviews that people left. And pretty much people's stories were similar to mine. So I'm like, okay, this is weird. It didn't make sense to me at all. So I'm like, it's not making sense. So I go back to the company's website, and they have their social media. Well, they have Facebook and Twitter and a LinkedIn on their page. And you know how most companies, when you go to their company page and click on their social media handle, it'll link you directly to that social media page. However, on this company website, it doesn't do that. So I'm like, okay, something is weird. It's not adding up. So I just keep digging. Nothing is making sense to me. So I go on the company, AmeriHealth. I go on their direct page, and I try to see if they posted the job or anything, if they have this position listed for Jacksonville, Florida. Most of their positions that are posted are from Michigan, Pennsylvania, New Jersey. Now, let's backtrack for a second. When I talked to Carlos, he told me that the company is based out of Philadelphia. Okay, true. It might be true. And I believe it is true because I think I fact checked that. But it's just like I was digging, nothing makes sense. So I called Carthy back and let him know I don't feel comfortable sending pertinent information on a spreadsheet through my email like that. So he says, okay, well, I'm going to have them send you the offer letter. Hold on, wait, pause. You claim that y'all needed this information in order to send the offer letter. So you mean to tell me y'all could have sent the offer letter off real? Red flag, no. When stuff don't seem right, you gotta check it. So, 30 minutes after I get off the phone with him, a document comes in my email from DocuSign. It has the company name, logo, and all of their information. Stuff that I had already looked at like 16 damn times already. I'm like, I don't know how I feel. The letter looks legit, but I don't trust it because in today's world, anybody can create documents like that. Hell, I could go on Google and create a damn a rental agreement. People can do stuff like that. IT, anybody can do. You don't have to be IT. You don't have to be tech savvy. It doesn't matter. Anybody can go online and create documents. So I'm like, I showed my husband. He was like, nah, something ain't right. He was like, if you don't feel right, don't do it. He was like, if you got to do all that digging, it's not worth it. So I'm just like, man, I don't want to self-sabotage myself, but at the same time, I'm not being a damn fool for nobody. So I let it go. I just like, you know what? It is what it is. It's the reason why I don't feel right about it. And I'm just like, they may be a smaller company. That may be true. But why nobody not answering the phone? Why nobody's calling back? Nothing. Went on the company website, couldn't even find the job posting that he claimed that they were hiring for. The crazy thing is, I found the job posting on Indeed, but it wasn't under the company AmeriHealth name. It was under something. It wasn't even under Della Infotech information. It was under, it was listed as talent acquisition or something like that. I tried to go back and find it, but I couldn't find it. But yeah, pretty much it just didn't seem right. So pretty much all in all, I didn't sign the offer letter. I didn't send it back. This man has called me and left plenty of voicemails asking me to review the information and send it back. Yes, please be mindful that the position starts June 15th. He keeps calling. And I'm just like, this just don't seem right. It don't seem right at all. So I decided to report the company. And I decided to do this video because I feel like this is something that I might not be the only one who may have possibly fell for this. You know what I'm saying? It could have been me. It could have been anybody. So I just feel like I just want to bring awareness. tell you guys to pay attention, double check, fact check. If it don't seem right, don't do it. In today's world, we are all experiencing this COVID-19. It's affected our lives. Some of us, it affected us worse than others. Some of us, we're still, hey, some of us, it affected us worse than others. But pay attention. If something doesn't seem right, don't do it. Because the time is now for them to scam. And I ain't got nothing for y'all to scam. I ain't got nothing for y'all to get, okay? I'm steady trying to build a legacy of life for my kids and my family. I ain't got nothing for y'all to get, okay? But I just really wanted to bring awareness and let you guys know to be mindful, be attentive. If something doesn't seem right, check it, double check it, triple check it, have your families check it. Just don't be vulnerable. Don't be naive. Because I almost was naive, and I'm just like, And I always try to give people in situations the benefit of the doubt. And I'm just so glad that I caught it. Because who knows? Hell, these people could have been opening all types of accounts in my name. Who knows? But I am doing the proper necessary steps to make sure that I protect my information and my family. But if you guys have similar situations, if you experience some of the same thing or whatever, comment. I just feel like we need to just bring awareness to this. So I appreciate you guys for tuning in. Thank you. And I will link some screenshots in this video. But I appreciate you guys for the support, the love, and tune in to my next video. See you guys later. Bye. Hey you guys, I know that I said my goodbyes for this video, but I left out a very important piece. I forgot to inform you guys and let you guys know that I did reach out to AmeriHealth's HR department, and I will leave a screenshot of the email that I sent to them and their response. I pretty much just let them know who I am, let them know that I was contacted by a third-party company on the behalf of AmeriHealth and on behalf of the job, and pretty much was just asking, do you all go through this company? And I put the name. The person who responded to my email informed me, they stated, please be advised, but we do not go through third-party vendors for recruitment. So when I got that email, that pretty much was confirmation to me that you're not going crazy, you didn't do anything wrong, and you did the right thing. So I just wanted to come on here and just let you guys know about that little piece. But this is my final goodbye, you guys. And I thank you guys for tuning in, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Thank you.